everyone. My name is Svenja Zminski, and I'm the NATURANCE project lead here at the London School of Economics. I'm also managing director at Marsh, McLennan, the large insurance broker and risk management firm. I would like to tell you about our NATURANCE Innovation Lab, which focuses on urban flood risk and the role of nature-based solutions to reduce this. We are focusing on the UK, which faces growing flooding risk from rivers, coastal surges, and rainfall events. In particular, during extreme rainfall events, sealed surfaces lead to increased surface water runoff, often overwhelming the existing drainage infrastructure and leading to flooding of areas that previously did not experience flooding, including my own home. Nature can play an important role in addressing this trend, for example, through nature-based solutions, green infrastructure. However, particularly in urban centers, it may appear difficult to use nature as a risk reduction measure, as there is limited space to have large-scale flood retention schemes. At the same time, urban expansion and densification is competing with existing green spaces, sometimes destroying natural habitats or threatening local biodiversity, as well as the functioning of local ecosystems. So, how to approach this and how to identify innovative solutions? Our Innovation Lab brought together a small group of stakeholders to discuss how the use of nature-based solutions in an urban context can be increased, what the barriers are, and how insurance could also incentivize and support their application. During the first stage of the lab, we identified benefits, challenges, also discussed possible incentives, technological advancements, including AI, and looked at regulatory frameworks for funding urban nature-based solutions. Key aspects that came out were the questions around trust, does it actually work? Equity, who benefits and where, and the question around finance, who pays. We particularly applied a lens of local authorities to this challenge. We asked if there are solutions that could offer multiple benefits. Given the current economic climate, local authorities are very stretched and are often looking for solutions that provide responses to several challenges at the same time. So we wanted to see if there are ways to integrate, addressing flood risk, health challenges, nature, and also insurance questions. That's why in part 2, we then shifted our focus towards a very practical aspect. Recently in the UK, a new legislation came into place called the Biodiversity Net Gain Principles. And we wanted to explore how that could be integrated into urban flood risk strategies. This actually represents one of the most significant shifts in planning regulations in decades. And the legislation, which is part of the Environment Act, aims to ensure that wildlife habitats are left in a measurably better state after development takes place. When developers undertake a new project, they are now mandated to provide a minimum of 10% biodiversity net gain by the end of the development. And the habitat they create or enhance must be maintained for a minimum of 30 years. For our Innovation Lab, this presents an interesting business case. How can this new obligation be used to create more investments in urban nature-based solutions? We are exploring this currently with our partners, and we want to identify ways to combine this new obligation, biodiversity net gain, with urban flood risk management strategies. Our objective is not only to deepen the understanding of the potential of identifying these co-benefits, but we also really want to work through a practical application and mobilize this knowledge into actionable strategies that can be adopted by hopefully policymakers, urban planners, community stakeholders, not just here in England, but potentially also in other countries that are currently looking at similar legislation. So please stay tuned, and I'm looking forward to keep you posted and update you once we have completed the Innovation Lab. Thank you very much.